Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mike Leonetti's Variety Show. We got some fantastic guests this evening, but before I start, I want everybody to know, because my brother reminded me, that to go on, when you go to YouTube, to give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, for our channel, and make sure you give it a little thumbs up. Like you have a meat, you got a meatball on your thumb and you're eating a meatball. So it's the same thing. A couple things I do want to say. I didn't get a chance at my other show last week. We had the restaurant at my mother's house, and the key, my wife, was very, very important, in the success of that restaurant. I got all the credit. I did the singing, I signed the autographs, I sold my books, it was everything. But she was really the engine that was behind it. So I want to publicly say, Laura, I love you, and I thank you for believing in me, and I thank you for a wonderful job that you've done. Also, our sponsor is Mr. Kellogg's, Bob Kellogg's. As you can see, we got Kellogg's here. Can't thank him enough. And another special thing, he said to me when he was here, he said, Mike, do you like to have a good time? I said, Bobby, I love to have a good time. He said, you need a good watch. So, Bob Kellogg's, I want to thank you for this wonderful Rolex that you gave me. It's magnificent. There's no words to say thank you. You didn't have to spend the money, but I appreciate it. So in case I get in trouble, I can always hock it. You know what I'm trying to say to you? No, I'm only teasing you. So we got a lot of good things. Also, Joe Cortez, great job. And naturally, my brother, Anthony, and his lovely wife, Tiny, for a magnificent job that they did on the show last week of editing the show and doing all the interviews. So I love you all, and I thank you. Well, today we got two special guests. I have the great Carlito. Now, Carlito is one of the greatest, one of the finest percussionists in the state of Nevada. There's not too many guys that are left that can really play, like that. So those that know Tito Puente and those type of acts, it's a dying art like me. What I do is a dying art, but he is one of the best. And next to him, is the dynamic, the beautiful Denise, how you pronounce it again? Fuleihan. It's an Irish, look, I'm Italian, Denise.
It's Middle Eastern.
It's Middle Eastern?
Yes.
And I seen her at the Composer's Room.
Yes.
Because Tony Scrow and Damien, they're wonderful people. And I tip my hat to them guys because they're giving a lot of these kids in Las Vegas an opportunity to play and perform.
Yeah.
And she does magnificent. Dee, tell everybody where you're going to be performing at on the 18th.
So we just did a show at Notoriety Live, and it's all my charted songs on the Hot 100 that just happened for 8 weeks in 2020. Along with our guest singers and songwriters, my musicians, Carlitos Leon on percussion. We have Millard Jackson on left-hand bass and keys. And then Klonda Brittman, a fantastic singer-songwriter. He used to tour with Jeffrey Osborne. I used to tour with Ike and Tina Turner myself. Worked with Mariah Carey and her team, along with Journey. And I'm going to be performing a lot of my songs that I collaborated with Jonathan Came from Journey. And then we also have a belly dancer because one of my songs is kind of a Middle Eastern theme. So it's going to be phenomenal. I mean, we got great reviews about our big show that we just did at Notoriety Live.
And the show starts on the 18th. It's ironic.
May 18th.
May 18th. That's when I'm playing at Joel's Chop House. I'll be there for I think I'm going to retire there.
Right.
Who knows what the hell's going to go on. But I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I had the opportunity of seeing this lovely girl perform because, let me tell you, there's a lot of singers in Vegas, and these kids are nice, but there's only a handful of people that are really, really, really good. Aww. She's one of them because my phone rings off the hook. Everybody wants to come on the show because I reach 100,000 people.
Yeah.
This podcast will go to all my customers on our platform, which is pretty strong. And I got to be very careful who I want on. I wish I could get everybody on, but I really can't.
Right.
But I seen her at the Composer's Room, and I got to tell you, she ripped the house down. And I'm watching the guy behind her, Carlito, who this guy is up there doing. I thought Ricky Ricardo was good. You got to see this guy.
It's fantastic.
I said, do you know Babalu? He says, no, I don't do that kind of music. But give a little shot there, Carlito. Tell everybody what you done, who you played for.
Okay, thank you. Nice to be here, by the way.
Thank you,
Mike.
buddy.
We appreciate it. I played around town in Vegas, different bands, but when I hooked up, when Denise called me, she wanted to try and her short percussionist. So I had to learn all her original music first, for the show. And then some of the covers, we already got that up. The first time I played with her was at Tommy Rocker's.
Yeah.
That's when I met her, and I had a great time with her. I like the challenge of different rhythms. Mikey, I put my Latin rhythms into the American music, and it seems to work for me.
Who's your favorite? Who do you love? When I say like Tito Puente, for the people that are Latin that are out there, and I know my buddy Sal Santiago's watching.
Yeah.
Because I love Sal. We go to breakfast every morning, and then when Bill comes, he becomes an astronomer.
Yes.
So who's your best? Who do you love the best?
I have a lot, but one of my favorite is Carl Peraza. He's the percussionist for Santana.
All right.
I met him one time 3 years ago, and he told me he goes, keep doing what you're doing, kid.
That's marvelous.
Yeah, that's
great.
amazing.
Denise?
Yeah.
If you have one person to sing with, don't say me, because I don't do duets. But who would it be?
Mariah Carey.
And why would you have Mariah Carey? Tell everybody.
Because she is the ultimate songwriter supreme, not just a great singer, and she has a range like nobody else. I learned how to extend my range because of her. And that's the truth. She's a phenomenal songwriter. People don't understand that she wrote all of her songs, and she has probably more number one songs than any other artist on the planet.
Well, before we close this segment out, is it Cocoa Krispies, is it Pops, is it Frosted Flakes, or is it Apple Jacks? Which one?
Frosted Flakes.
Carlito, what about you, buddy?
I like chocolate, so I go Cocoa.
You go for the Cocoa Krispies.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to me carefully. She's going to be performing at Ahern's.
Yes.
My show's at 6:30. Her show's at 10:30 at night. You got to come and catch this kid.
Definitely.
She is phenomenal. I mean, she'll rock the house down. She's in the showroom, and you can get the tickets. That you have to do is call Ahern's.
Yeah, no, it's on Ahern. Go to the website at Ahern, or it's Eventbrite, Denise Fuleihan, eventbrite.com at the Ahern. I don't know the exact URL, but if you go to the website at Ahern, it should guide you. But if not, just call. And you can get your tickets. They're only $20.
Well, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and we have a phenomenal belly dancer who is amazing. She performs at a lot of the Middle Eastern restaurants in town. She's probably one of the best, Melissa Acavito. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to have her over. I like to see her. I like to do a little belly dancing. You know what
She's
I'm trying
amazing.
to say? She's good?
Amazing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been marvelous. Now, listen, I want you to sit down. Do not move, because the show that we did, my marketing people did a magnificent job. So, Rick, do me a favor. Roll that so I can bring my next guest on. Hey, pal, sit down. Don't you move. I can see you through the camera. Don't you move.
We're very excited. This is a piece of old school Las Vegas that has been lost.
Michael in the entertainment industry is an American legend.
The Michael Leonetti you're talking about? The man, the one and only, the man, the legend.
He's a storm that we cannot stop. So he's here tonight, the one and only Michael Leonetti and the Magnificent Four. Let's hear it. Let's hear the noise.
If you ever plan to move west, take the highway, that's the byway, that's the best. Get your kicks on the road from 6 to 6. Wrong time and the wrong place. The girl that's so charming, it's that wrong face. But it's not her face, but such a lovely face. It's alright with me.
have Ryan Ahern over here. Ryan, I just am curious, how did you enjoy the show?
Absolutely love this show. There is nothing like this. The energy, the instrumentation, the band. I mean, you could tell they've been playing together for this many years.
Yes.
They're so tight. It's just effortless. It's so much fun. The energy wouldn't stop. I don't know how they maintain it. It was phenomenal.
Hi, everybody. We're back. I'm back again. This segment's a little bit different because I have a gentleman that's with me that is a marvelous individual. And I'm going to put him on a spot. He came to my show, and everybody knows my story. Everybody knows that I went away for a very long, long time. But I wrote a book, and the book was called Deceit, Corruption, and Cover-Up. In fact, Donny Osmond wanted a copy of my book, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can get a close-up shot of that, Rick, if you can zoom that in for the people to see it. And he wanted to know all about me, and I sold over 18,000 books for my story that I did. And I got to tell you something. Thank you, Rick. In the Bible, it says, what the locusts have taken, God will restore. Well, this gentleman that's next to me, when I was away in that very horrible place, I wrote and directed over 60 biblical plays. 60. I had 17,000 men from every race, creed, and color came to my show. And I worked with 300 of the roughest, toughest guys in the world. Now, when I'm performing and singing, the standing ovations and the accolades, that's easy. But when you get a place and you got these guys coming in, watching a biblical play now, and walk out of that chapel with tears in their eyes and say, you know, Mike, you touched my heart. That's an achievement. I played Carnegie Hall, the Smith Center, cooked for Sinatra, been in Vegas for 50 years. But the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life was those plays, because that's an achievement. Well, the gentleman next to me, his name is Arturo Pradera. Could you get a shot of him here? That's it. There, what a handsome young man he is.
Thank you.
We were together for quite a long time. I was in a little bit longer than him. And I said, you know, you got great potential. No, he said to me, that's not me. I said, listen to me, son. You're an actor. Out of the 60 plays that I was in, he was in 50 out of the 60. And we're talking biblical plays. Phenomenal. I mean, this kid was a natural. And I said, you know, I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. You really should pursue that career. I don't know what you did to get in. I could care less what you did to get in. But while you're here, you really got some great talent. And I got to tell you, he did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He did The Prodigal Son. He did Jonah. We did Joseph. I mean, the list was endless that he was in. It would take us 4 weeks to put this show together, and then we would do the show for all the guys that would come in. So, Mr. Pradera, I'm so proud of you. You have no idea. We both came such a long way. It was such a horrible place.
Absolutely.
But the bottom line is, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you're doing, because I heard through the grapevine that there's a red carpet tonight on your preview of your acting.
Yes.
Come on, tell the gang.
Well, as you already mentioned, you know, when we were there, I actually worked in the chapel for a while, and so that's how I met Mr. Leonetti. And he one day I think you were doing maybe your first play there, and I was just watching, interested in the rehearsal, and then you approached me, and one thing led to another, and I started acting in a lot of the plays, and it went really well. And like you said, we touched a lot of people. You'd see grown men, like hardened men, in tears with some of these plays. It was phenomenal. And so, you know, I got out. I've been out a long time now, and I didn't do the acting thing except for like an extra a long time ago. But last year I got into acting, and I've done quite a bit of things already, and a lot of it's in production. But tonight is actually the red carpet premiere for my first feature film, which I have a pretty decent sized role in, and I'm very excited about it.
What's the name of the film?
It's called Life of a Bull.
Life of a Bull? Raging Bull, you mean? Because you used to box. He was a tough kid. This kid was tough, boy, let me tell you. Yeah. He was tough, I got to tell you. I remember the two guys you whacked. Boom, boom.
Whoa. Let's not talk about that.
I'm talking about when we're having breakfast.
It happens.
It happens. I got to tell you, folks, he had a photogenic memory. You know, when you talk about biblical plays, It wasn't nothing. I did the plays, but all the dialogue came from the Bible. That was the most important thing, was that Bible that was coming out of it. And we did, from the Good News Bible, and I did from the New Testament. I went to the Quran. I did the Tanakh. I did a well-rounded version, and we ran for 7 years. It was a 7-year run. Like I say, 17,000 men came to that show. And he was in 50 out of the 60 plays that I did. And he would look at a script and look at it one time. And I would say, T, this is what you need to do. I need you in one knee. I need more passion. I need you to cry. Remember the time when you did Jonah and the whale?
Yes. Yeah.
We had to make believe he was in a whale.
Right? I was swallowed by a whale.
He was swallowed by a whale.
Yeah.
And it was incredible and was just great. And you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, the audience that we performed for. I mean, these guys were no joke. They would come in. Right?
Talk about a tough crowd.
Oh, forget about it. Tough crowd was not the word. But God used it in a great way. And I got to tell you, I am so glad that I was very fortunate and blessed to have this man follow my lead. Because, people see people that go away in one way. You can't judge people, ladies and gentlemen. You really don't know people's story. You have no idea. It's what you do in your heart. Because remember Johnny Mitchell?
Yes.
Biscuit. He was in 60 out of the 60 plays. Johnny Mitchell was a great actor. He did about 16 strong, And he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, Mike, if your heart is not right, you could never receive anything. And I would say to him, what do you mean by that, Johnny? Your heart has to be right to receive forgiveness, love, understanding. It's so important, ladies and gentlemen, just like this podcast. And what I love about it is that Mr. Kellogg's, talking about movies, I don't think I'm going to do it because I was young when I went away. I came out an old man. But they want to do a movie of my life. I don't, you would be great to play me.
Play you.
Yeah, you would be terrific to play me because I was your age when I went away.
A good portion of it.
Right, you would be terrific.
Yeah.
And listen, God has such a plan for all of us. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Because I wasn't a playwright, folks. I didn't know the first thing about playwriting. It was not my thing. I didn't have a clue. But God said, I need this man. I chose you, Mike, to do what you do. Today, well, I'm on top of the world, So tell me a little bit more about the movie. Tell me, because I got 100,000 people that are watching this. Tell me about the part that you play.
Well, I play the character's name is Tony Robertson, and he's actually a notorious mafia boss. Yeah, notorious mafia boss, and he's on a big trial, and that's not really what the movie's about. It just happens to be that's who my character is. Yeah.
How much the script was it difficult? Not for you, because remember,
I didn't think it was difficult. I only got one redirect during my scenes where the director said, "Hey, I want you to do it this way," and I think I performed it really well. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm gonna see it tonight.
Who was in the movie?
Well, I don't think it'd be anybody you would know.
Well, no, but it's important to mention.
The main character's name is Nelson J. Davis. He's a big actor out of Atlanta.
Wow.
And the rest are. I don't know if any of them are well known, to be honest with you.
If they ever need a guy that a stand-in for Brad Pitt, because I get that all the time. They go, Mike, you look like Brad a little bit, So.
A little bit older version, but yes.
Take it easy.
Just a couple years.
Just a couple years. Just a couple years. But let me ask you a question. And all the plays that you did, what was the one that stood out in your heart?
Well, personally, I really loved playing Joseph because that's my favorite character in the Bible, his story.
That was an 18-man play.
Yeah. There was a lot of moving parts in that. You were in that, weren't you in that?
I can't remember.
I think you were in that. I think you played my father.
I think it was your great-grandfather.
Maybe. You're not that old, man. But I think the one where we touched the most people, where I could literally see people in tears, was Peter's Prayer. If you remember that one.
I do. Yeah. I remember every one of them plays. I wrote every one of them plays. I would be in that little chapel, and he'd come in and see me in tears. He said, Mike, you all right? Because I would feel, but you got to understand something. When you work for God, He pulls everything from you, because when you do His work, He wants you to feel what those people felt. Because I could have never wrote those plays, never, and to write those, I mean, like I said, an achievement, and then to come to these guys that were some serious guys, the play of Joseph. You remember the big guy? What was his name? Country.
Big Country, yeah.
Remember Big Country? And it was really. Do you remember the part that he played? He had a very thick country act. Now this guy was about 6'6". I think he was in for I don't know.
And all muscle.
Oh, the guy was this. So they said to me, Mike, we need to get another guy. Why don't you go?
He was in Joseph.
He was in Joseph. He was in the play Joseph.
Yeah.
So the thing was that they walk out. If anybody's looking at the Bible and you know about the Bible, it's the brothers, the 12 brothers. They put a silver cup in there. And what happens is he walks off the stage and the centurions go after him and they find the cup and they look at the cup and said, "You stole the cup." And he said, "So you did steal my master silver cup." And everybody in the place just hit the floor.
Yeah. And I'm on the stage trying not to laugh. I was trying to keep my composure.
It was incredible. Character. I mean, it was. But like I said, it took us 4 weeks to do that. And this is what I love about this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, because I mentioned it before. You get people come in and everything's politically correct, and you got this guy and that. Kellogg's is no joke. You know what I mean? These people, to have them in my corner, to have Mr. Bob Kellogg, in my corner to support me and believe in me, it was such a great honor to have something like that, because you got to remember, in the Bible, Joseph, he went away. He was accused of I think it was rape, wasn't it? Joseph in the Bible?
Yeah.
With Potiphar's wife. And he did 12 years. And he gets out and they make him the governor of Egypt. So God has a way of putting people in one predicament and then taking them out and putting them in another predicament. So when you surround yourself by people that are of quality, and we've seen that, because like I said, what me and this young man, our eyes have seen, I could never possibly ever tell you the horror that it was. All the years of no Christmases, there was not such thing as Christmas, there was not such thing as what you people out there take for granted. We didn't take for granted. That's why today, at the age of 72, I'm back. I'm back on top, okay? And God brought me into the fold to bring me something that's got so much power. And then to see a young man like this that has so much talent, you know what I mean? And to say, Mike, thanks to you, that's what he said, that you gave me that opportunity, to become an actor. Because most guys, they get out and God knows what they do, and they go back and who knows what the hell's going on. And that's why I try to talk about it. That's why they want to do a movie of my life, because I did something that no man ever did before, to write those plays. 17,000 guys. That's a lot of guys. 300 men. I would say, wait a minute, I got a part. You're going to be great. What's the part? And I would teach them the Word of God. Not a biblical guy, folks. That's not my end. You know what I mean? I'm a believer in Christ, and I thank God that God has blessed me. But I believed in what I was doing, and I instilled the Word of God. Like he just said. He said, Mike, one of my favorite plays was Joseph. And that was the hardest play we did. You realize that?
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that was 18 guys.
It was a lot.
There was a lot of guys that we did. And it took us about four weeks to do that show, and because it was all men. The hardest, were you in Sodom and Gomorrah?
I don't recall. We did a lot.
We did a lot.
It's been a while. I may have.
Is there any?
I think so. I think I
remember when we got off the stage, it went like this?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, that was a very difficult play for me to do. Very difficult, because it dealt in, if you look, and different things that, anyway, a lot of guys didn't want to play the part. But the way I structured it, I said, I promise you guys, you ain't going to look foolish. Trust me, follow my lead. This is what I want to do. And I would say, action, action. And these guys would do it. And people would look. And I remember the day that I got out. And the guy that ran that institution said, Mike, I got to ask you a question. He said, how'd you make these guys listen to you? I said, me? I said, God had his hand on my shoulder. He had his hand on my shoulder. And he surrounded me with angels. He surrounded me with angels to show those people, this guy's okay. This guy's okay. And I remember, and I say this publicly, because I got my own show now, because I'm all over the internet. This ain't nothing that's nobody knew. I said, who the hell's going to come and see me? I'm 59 years old at that time. And the guy said, you think God forgot all the souls you brought to him? And I looked at this guy and I just shrugged my shoulders. I went like this. Yeah, have a nice day, I said. Today, look at me. I'm on top of the world. I got a major sponsor. I got a beautiful wife that was just marvelous. A wonderful young man here that I am so proud of. You know, so do you think there's a shot for me to get in there? Like it's like maybe...
Of course.
Because I got that mob look now. You know,
You do. Oh, yeah. I'll bring you along.
Unbelievable. You know, I want to make a special thanks to Rick Manning and his lovely wife that's out there. Two great people that dig my brother, naturally, who is the producer of my television show and working with Rick to do all what we have to do. The 18th, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, that next Saturday I will be at Ahern's. I'll be there for a little bit every Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You got to call for reservations. Please don't call me. And the food, phenomenal. Joel's Chop House, great.
Very good.
This Sunday, we're going to go to see Ryan Ahern for Mother's Day. Myself and my lovely wife and Mr. Kellogg and his lovely wife and a couple other friends. We're going to have dinner, and we're going to go see Mr. Ryan Ahern, which is the most spectacular pianist I've ever heard. I've been in Vegas a long time, folks. So when I'm long gone, this young man will continue that excitement. So if you haven't seen him, make sure you pick up a phone and come and see him wherever he's at. He's got a PBS special. Ryan Ahern, just take a peek. And I always promote because I'm there with these guys, you know. And I love the place. I just love everybody that's there. I feel like I'm home. I feel like I own the place. So they would give me a stack of bills. They said, here's the electric bill, here's this, but no, I'm only teasing. You know, Mr. Pradera, I thank you for taking the time to come back here. One more time, where's it going to be viewed at?
Oh, it's at the West Las Vegas Theater tonight at 6:30.
And the name of the movie again?
Life of a Bull.
Life of a Bull, ladies and gentlemen. Life of a Bull. And that's no bull. Because let me tell you something. It's a good show. With him in it, I take this Academy Award. Because I got a feeling to say, ladies and gentlemen, the Academy Award goes to Arturo Pradera. And everybody's going to go, yay! They're going to get up there, they're going to clap. He's going to have his tuxedo and a smile. And he's going to say, he's going to have the... in his hand, he's going to say, listen, I want to thank the Academy for this marvelous, beautiful award. No, it's not Apple Jocks. This is the real thing. We're talking the award. And a special thanks to, what was that guy's name that taught me? Oh, I forgot his name. The hell with that guy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it was great. Listen, next week, another show. Get on that YouTube, put that thumbs up. Laura, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love my brother, love my sister-in-law. I love Ahern's. I love everybody. But most of all, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something, my friends. You got to believe. The key's there. You got to believe. So when you're depressed and you're unhappy, look up. Look up above a cloud. And when you look above a cloud, he sees you. He'll never let you down, folks. Listen to me when I'm telling you. Take it from a guy like me that had a kingdom, lost it in the snap of a finger, and God gave it to me all back. And then to see the fruits of my labor, to see this young man now doing a red carpet, and I truly believe, with all my heart and soul, I guarantee the right part, this young man will definitely, without a doubt, become one of the Academy Awards nominee, at least a nominee. So I'm looking at the clock over here. Rick Manning, I thank you. I thank my friends out in Philadelphia. I thank Frank Sinatra. I thank D. Martin. I like Sammy Davis Jr. Everybody that made Vegas what Vegas is. And I'm so glad that I got the strength and I still got a knockout punch at my age, to do what I do. And I'd like to thank Joe Cortez because Joe Cortez did a phenomenal job. So ladies and gentlemen, I say this all the time when I close my show. If I had Aladdin's lamp and I had one wish to make, I would not wish for caviar or any special dish. I would not wish for dollars, yet in dollars I have few. I'd wish to sing, perform, play the drums, play the piano, come to this beautiful place and bring my word of happiness to people as all of you. Thanks, everybody, for making this old man feel very special.